just finished our value stream map, and we've kind of taken a look at the whole area, and we've come up with several goals that we expect to get from the Kaizen event. The main goal that we have is to have single piece flow of our CO2 cylinders, and the main thing we'll need to do is to cut down the size of the line and to totally reduce the total amount of square footage that we consume for our line. We have several constraints in the line. We have a CO2 leak test spout that's about 10 by 8 feet. Our line is also 200 feet long, takes up 1,200 square feet, and we really need to totally reduce the size of that line in order to get the single piece flow. It's going to be quite a challenge.
We filled out a value stream map. We've identified a bunch of areas that could use some major improvement. Some of those areas are our square footage, our cycle time, our people walking distance, and our product travel area. We also have a lot of clutter in the area that we'd like to clean up. We'd like to make the area more organized and brighter. We also want to implement single piece flow in order to improve our cycle times and remove any non-value added work. We would like to reduce our square footage by 50%. We'd also like to reduce our people travel distance by 50%. That's going to be our goal for the wet chemical area.
One of the things that we've come out of the Kaizen event training needing focus is improvements in our WIP area. It needs improvement both for the wet chemical and the CO2, so our team is going to focus on that area. We plan on reducing travel time, walk time, inefficiencies, safety issues, ergonomic issues, a lot of the things that were highlighted by the different groups that need to be focused on.
Now it's single piece flow, and we really had a lot of challenges to get to single piece flow. We've totally reduced the length of the line from 200 feet to 35 feet. Our total area that the line consumes now is 425 square feet. That was reduced from 1,200 square feet. We've taken 9 minutes from the cycle time from taking out the waste from people walking just to get parts, because previously they really needed to walk 2,000 feet, and now they only walk 45 feet around the line. Our single piece flow currently lets us take a sales order and ship the same day. Previously, we needed 2 to 3 days to ship. That was a real big win for the team, I think. Taking out the test booth was one of the biggest challenges. If you take a look right behind me, you can see that we've replaced the test booth with a new testing method that is more accurate, and it really doesn't take up any space in the line, and there's no constraints for the eye, so the operator can see the beginning and the end of the line. Some of the other things that happened during the event were we needed to move the line 60 feet, and there were some CO2 lines that we needed to contract some steam fitters to come and cut out the lines. That was a major constraint that caused a lot of stress on some of the team members, although they did handle it well. We finished right in the nick of time, basically, to do our final time studies. So with moving that line, I think this team really did a great job because of that added constraint and all of the constraints of moving all of the equipment, some of which, as you can see, is quite large.
We've now completed our Kaizen event, and by implementing single piece flow We've been able to cut down our cycle time from 31 minutes down to 6 minutes. We've also dramatically reduced our SWIP numbers and reduced the amount of clutter and the amount of inventory buildup that we've been getting in the line. By implementing a supermarket and a water spider, we've been able to reduce the operator walking distance from over 1,900 feet down to 40 feet. We've been able to clean up the line dramatically. We've been able to put down lines and specify lanes for product travel. We've also organized the valve building area so that every tool has its place. Every part has its place so that clutter and inventory isn't allowed to accumulate. We've made a lot of progress in the wet chemical area. The team was awesome. I'm sure this will help Kidde Fenwal greatly in the long run.
We focused on one part of the warehouse. It wound up being a major thing to tackle. So we focused on just one area, the wet chemical area, trying to improve that. One of the things we did was reduce travel time within the warehouse from up to 544 feet down to 90 feet. But we also took some safety issues and worked on those. Some lighting issues. We reduced the height of where things are stored in the wet chemical area. Reduced blocked aisles. We also moved stuff out of the area that was blocking the electrical panel. So all in all, we've had a pretty successful Kaizen event, but I think we still have a lot of work to do to make the rest of the warehouse after the model of the wet chemical area that we did.